We'd like to thank you for joining us here this week at the Texas Automotive News Network, as we've been putting some wet miles on a 2013 Chevrolet Malibu LTZ. The LTZ package is the top of the line trim for Chevrolet. So we've got some nice front end treatment with fog lights, got some chrome touches around on the body, and we're rolling on some nice optional 19-inch aluminum wheels. This happens to be the crystal red paint that Chevrolet has out now. Some really gorgeous paint in the sunlight. And we've got, of course, the luxurious LTZ interior. So let's take a quick look under the hood. Under the hood of our 2013 Chevrolet Malibu LTZ, we find the 2.0 Ecotec liter engine that is turbocharged. This is a first for the Malibu to get the turbocharged engine. So this thing puts out 259 horsepower and hits its power band below the 2,000 RPM level. So it's got some bottom end guts. It's not just going to spin up real quick and leave you waiting to get there. It also is going to have plenty of power out on the highway, so it can pass at highway speeds. And it's made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. This gives it an EPA average rating of 24 miles per gallon city and highway. And we've seen some 30+ marks out on the highway. So let's take a look at the rest of the vehicle. And looking at the interior of our 2013 Chevrolet Malibu, we're going to find some really nice color schemes. The earth tones along with the wood grain trim and the large stitching really bring some standout dimensions to the interior. We're going to find that there is some storage scattered throughout the interior, as well as the easy to reach controls. The steering wheel itself also has the nice wood trim. Got a really nice design to it with the controls that are easy to reach on the thumb for a cruise, as well as for our audio system. Up for the gauge package, the driver has two large round gauges that are separated by some nice chrome bezels to separate them. In between is where we're going to find our digital support screen. It's controlled by the switches on the turn signal lever that's on the left of the column. Coming on across to the center stack is where we're going to find our large 7-inch screen that has Chevrolet's MyLink in it to give us easy access and controls to our audio system as well as to a nav system. One interesting thing Chevrolet's done with the Malibu this year, the electronics in these things have always gotten smaller and smaller, and they really don't take up quite as much. So it's all a lot of software nowadays. So behind this screen, they put some nice storage. Coming on down the center stack, we're going to find our touch buttons and our controls for the climate control and the rest of the audio system for touches there. You can also see in this rainy, crummy light how well the ambient lighting is around the controls. It shows up really nice at night. Coming on down to the bottom portions where we get into where our heated and cooled seat controls are, as well as some door lock controls, all surrounded by this nice wood grain trim. We get on back here to our center portion of our center console. We find our shifter for our 6-speed automatic is wrapped in a large chrome bezel, as well as some really cool looking leather and stitching to give it kind of a performance look. Coming on back further into the center console, we're going to find the cup holders that can be covered very easily, as well as an adjustable armrest. Now this also is a location where we're going to find our deep storage, and this is where we can access our USB ports as well as another 12-volt power supply. The seats on this LTZ trim have a very nice darker brown piping to go with the cocoa tan looking leather color scheme. Fits in really well with the earth tones that can be seen here on the door panels, coming around and wrapping into the dash. Now the dash has a three-dimensional type look to it, so that it almost appears that there's a little shelf here, but it kind of gives it some depth instead of just being a flat shelf. And there is also ambient lighting that runs into this section of it. It's a little bit easier to see at night. We also have the large storage compartment as well as the storage in the door panels. This model happens to have a sunroof. Got the overhead console for the overhead lights, places to put your glasses, and controlling the sunroof. So let's take a look at the back seat. Looking at the interior from the rear seat of the 2013 Malibu LTZ, we're going to see that the color scheme carries over quite nicely with the earth tones. The piping carries over into the back seat, which is a bench type seat with a soft type leather. It does have a center fold down armrest. Brings in the cup holders as well as some additional storage here. These are a set of 60/40 seats, and they do fold down, pulling a quick little lever. The seat will fold down, give access to the rear cargo area and the trunk. So you can put quite a bit more stuff in through there, or just simply put flat items in here into the back seat for hauling them a little bit easier. Of course, there's child seat restraints. We'd like to thank you again for joining us here at the Texas Automotive News Network, as we've been putting some wet miles on the 2013 Chevrolet Malibu LTZ. Now this is Chevrolet's mid-size sedan. The LTZ is top of the line, so we've got a really nice luxurious interior. Got some chrome touches on the outside of the crystal red paint, and we're rolling on some nice aluminum wheels. And with the 2.0 liter Ecotec engine under the hood, the turbocharger spinning up quick, we've got plenty of power to run around in the city and out on the highway. So if you get a chance to take one of these fine vehicles for a ride, we highly recommend it. Thank you again for joining us here at the Texas Automotive News Network. This is Michael Mars. Remember, travel safe.